Okay, so good afternoon, good evening, everyone. On behalf of Yoisho Academy, I'd like to warmly welcome all of you to today's webinar. Now, we're really excited to have you guys all here with us. Today's session will be about your information about Japan, Japanese language, and if you are aiming to study in Japan. But before we start, I'd like to thank our guest, Ms. Rukmani San. Thank you so much for taking out time for this webinar. Moreover, I'd also like to thank my audience over here. Thank you so much for joining. So let's dive right in. But before we start, before I move on to our questions, let's start with Rukmani San. Can we please start with a short introduction of you? I think our audience would love to know you.
Hi, Prerna-san. Hi, everyone. I'm very honored to be here. My name is Rukmani, and everyone calls me by Ruk here. So if you guys want to ask me a question, just call me Ruk. I've been living in Japan for the last 10 years, and first I came to Japan to pursue my studies, and right now I'm working in an IT sector as a product manager. That's a short introduction, and I think we can deep dive in later on.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Roxanne. You have a very, very nice name. Very
Thank you.
unique. I think it must be very easy for Japanese people to call you right over there with Rook instead of Rukmani, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
it's a
So
lot
I
easier with
understand.
Ruk.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna start with some questions now. So Roxanne, what do you particularly like and don't like about Japan?
Okay, what I like, it might be, I mean, I think there's a lot of things. I would start with first the language. One of the reasons why I came to Japan was to pursue the language, Japanese language. And the second would be the food. I really love the food.
Oh,
Fun fact, I was a vegetarian in India growing up, but once I moved to Japan, I eat now everything, even sushi.
great.
And
Have you
what I
had sushi in India? Sorry to cut you off, but have you had sushi in
I
India?
Not yet. I think I tried once in Bangalore, but that was very much Indianized sushi.
Oh, I mean, because that was my question, that is it like different or
Yes, it's
like
totally
are we
different.
like
It's
fed an Indianized version? So yeah, good to know. Yeah, please carry on.
yes, yes, and I think there are few negative to any society, I would say. I just wanted to say it clearly, like Japan is on the polar opposite of how India is or how Indians are. Like Indians are very much warm-hearted, welcoming, and all that. Japan are also warm-hearted, welcoming, but they try to keep it to themselves, like have their own
Mm-hmm.
boundaries and very much clarity on those things. So that's what
Mm-hmm.
one of the things, but it kind of helps you to understand how the society is built on.
Right. Correct. That's a very, very valid uh answer. I have listened. Okay, so Roxanne, do you think you've been adjusted to the culture now, or like there's still complications that you face?
No, I think I've totally integrated to this society and the culture because, like I said, I started from learning Japanese and then came to Japan with the mindset that I need to, level up to be able to understand this society. Then only I can move forward in my life. So right now, I don't face any such issues in culture-wise. So I'm pretty good on that aspect.
Wow, that's amazing. Uh, any particular
Thank you
aspect
so
of your
much.
life that you think has like significantly improved?
Oh, yes. I would say language. My language has improved, and especially one more point I want to mention is that I moved to Japan to pursue my undergraduation. So I got to understand how undergraduation in India is different, or like the courses, the structure of the courses and the courses structure, the education wise is different, and how much I met multicultural people from different backgrounds, from out
Hmm.
of like from different countries, I would say. So I learned those aspects and I still take it with me to this day every day.
Wow. But now that you just mentioned that, the it's like different from India. Can you just give me
Yes.
like a short example of how is it different?
Education wise. So like, in India, we have the education system, like in your 10th grade. I think it's still the same, if I'm not wrong. You decide your major, like if you're going to be the commerce streams
Yeah,
or
yeah,
science
yeah.
stream or liberal arts
Yeah,
or, yeah. But in Japan, that's not the case. In until 12th class or 12th standard, people are still studying the same mathematics, science, and everything. And once they are out for exams to pursue what they want to, they will go to enroll in the college. Like they need to give the entrance exams for those. Like if they get the score, if they want to go to this department, they need to get higher scores. That's what it
Mm-hmm.
differs. So for me, it's like I particularly pursued liberal arts studies and majored in economics and business in Japan, in Waseda University, I would say that.
Mm-hmm.
And but I did not only study that in my university because my
Mm-hmm.
department was a bit different. We could study other aspect as well. Like I could study science as well. So that tend to happen in most of the international schools in Japan.
I see. That is a bit different. Yeah,
Yes.
good to know. Thank you
Yes.
so
So
much for
you,
sharing that.
yep, I'm happy to do that. Yeah.
Okay, so now that you've been living in Japan for like so
Mm-hmm.
many years now, do you think Japanese in any way helped you in to live in Japan?
100% it did. I
Okay.
without Japanese, I don't think I would be doing the job I'm doing because that's the essential part of my job. Like every day I need to speak Japanese. I
How
don't think I
much,
would.
on like how much level is it that Japanese is involved in your work?
N1 level, definitely. Or even higher, it's like native speakers.
Oh, wow.
Because I
Wow.
deal with my team in Japan are all Japanese, so don't speak English. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
One thing I think everyone who's studying Japanese right now would know that Japan is a only Japanese language kind of
Mm-hmm.
country. Like they do promote English education as well, but on contrary to India or other countries, Japanese comes as first language for a lot of people. Yeah.
See, I see. Now let's talk about your job for a
Hmm.
bit. Can you please
Sure.
elaborate what your job is about?
Okay, my job is the title, as it says, is product manager. I'm in the IT sector for a payroll system. I handle the request of the clients and of what kind of improvements needs to be done in the system and take all the business cases to my engineering team and develop a payroll system which is compliant to the Japanese laws.
Mm-hmm.
So for that, I really need to understand Japanese in
Oh,
the legal
yeah.
terms, if yeah,
Wow.
if that helps. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now, how did you find the job? Were you already there, or did you find it while you were in India? How did it
No,
work out?
not at all. So well, it's a funny story. The current job that I'm in, I was trying to switch from my previous job and I was just looking for opportunities and I reached out to some companies. It just happened to be that that company kind of said yes to me as well. They were also looking for someone who's bilingual. That's one of the point I want to point out that they were looking for someone who's business analyst but also has some technical background, even if it's like minimal. They
Mm-hmm.
wanted someone who can bridge that gap between the Japanese speaker who are running the operations and the overseas engineers who are mostly in India or I think yeah, Malaysia or Singapore, those countries who are natively like English speakers.
Mm-hmm.
So yep, and that's how I switch jobs. But for most of the people, usually there's the Tenshoku Katsudo
Mm-hmm.
in Japan where there's like job fairs. People go for that and apply for jobs. And in
Yeah.
that specifically, yes. And they look for someone bilingual with the certification, definitely. Unless
Mm-hmm.
you are from the technical field, you don't need to. But I think that's also changing now.
Is it very much similar to those walk-in interviews we have in India?
Um, I don't know about that because I've not given any walk-in interviews in India. I moved, like I
See.
said, I moved 10 years ago. But I think
Yeah, makes sense.
you cannot walk in an office and give an interview. You need to
Oh, I
probably
see.
send a cold message or like try to see if any position open.
I
That's
see,
how
I
it
see.
works. Yeah. Usually
Wow.
they just reject if there's
Like
no one
there's like a
open.
process involved.
Definitely
I
there's yeah, there has to be some structure. You can't just walk in an office,
I
try to
see.
just give a resume.
Yeah, makes sense. I Okay. Now, what's the scope for other people over here?
Uh,
Like people who are looking forward to go on the same path as you. What's
mhm.
the scope for them?
The scope, I would say it's still very bright. you just need to make sure that you bring something to the table, which is linguistic skills, as well as, if it's possible,
Mm-hmm.
some kind of technical aspect. In my field, there needs to be like leadership plus linguistic plus some technical skills,
Mm-hmm.
which you can translate into, the product specifications or requirements.
I see.
So, yeah.
Okay. Now, would you recommend young people who are interested in the same field as you to like take this path? What like the path that you're on, Japanese, involved with other job profiles that you're working on? Because I'm sure this is not the only job you worked in, right? Do you
No,
think that
definitely.
Japanese is something that's really going to elevate their career anywhere?
Yes, I would say yes, definitely, because I worked previously in the international trading company as well. So what helped me was just learning the language and playing that language in different fields and learning the, what do you say, specialty languages of those like industries. So I think once you have the structure for the base, say you have the N2 or N1, like the textbook
Mhm.
Japanese, then you can build on that. That's
Yeah,
how I see. And there's always future for if you speak a language, no matter which language.
yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I think everybody knows enough about you, your job, and that's pretty good to know. Let's move on to something that's a bit more people that are familiar with. So, Roxanne, are you familiar with anime?
Oh, yes, I am familiar with anime. I think that's the most important question everyone asks about,
And
and that's an interesting question.
yeah, so which anime would you think is the best out of all? Just one. I can't let you cheat here.
Oh, okay. If I have to pick right now, I would say One Piece. Thanks
Wow.
to.
It's like every herd that I go to. It's like a group
Huh?
of people I go to. And if I just shout One Piece, I know somebody. One person is just going to look behind because it's
Yes.
very easy to find you people. It's just very easy to find your group that somebody is going to like, even in my classes, right? When I take interviews, when I take
Uh-huh.
introductions, Jiko Shokai, whenever I take
Yeah.
the Jiko Shokai, well, somebody would be like, and I try to get to know them. And somebody's like,
Uh-huh.
yeah, my favorite anime is One Piece. And I was like, yeah, that's a shocker. So I try, like, it's so easy to find somebody who
It
likes One
is.
Piece.
Yeah,
I
it's so
tried. It's
easy.
like way too long.
It's way too
Way
long. You can never complete it. I'm rewatching it again, and I'm
and
like,
I don't know. And okay, nothing against One Piece, but everybody would be like, "Oh, you just need to watch like 500 episodes, and it'll
huh.
be good." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine with that. I don't want it to be, but I think I'll survive." But yeah, and do you think there's one anime that you dislike so much that it should not have existed for you?
I think it's the FMA, Full Metal Alchemist, because of
Oh
how
my
much
God.
trauma it cost me.
Wow,
The
great,
level of trauma. I
great.
mean, I love that. Like, the writing was amazing, but it definitely did a lot of stuff for
I
a lot of
just hope
people
any
around
FMA
me.
fans are not hurt right now. But yeah,
No, I
we
mean,
can't
like,
protect feelings.
yeah, we can't. I think we
Totally.
always have sides on anime. Someone
Yeah,
likes One Piece, someone likes Naruto.
makes sense.
There's
Definitely
always,
makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think watching anime impacted your decision to learn Japanese? Because that's how it was for me. Like I remember watching my first anime, which was Anohana,
Uh-huh.
the card that we saw that day,
Oh,
and I was like,
wow.
yeah, that was my first anime. I started and I broke like
Oh
anything.
my God. Okay.
I was in seventh standard then.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah, this is all good. I had a good cry, but I really want to be able to understand this without subtitles. I've reached to that point now. But do you think that was one of the reasons why you started learning Japanese?
Yes, yes, absolutely. I can relate to that because growing up, I have two elder brothers, so I grew up with them watching Dragon Ball Z and all. So I
Mm-hmm.
was very curious from a young age as well, probably like when I was 5 or something, that what are they talking about? I don't understand. And just that curiosity led me, similar to you. curiosity is always the answer. Like you always pursue what you're curious about, and that's how I wanted to learn language to understand what they're speaking, and then it just
Yeah.
happened.
That's just how it was for me, right? Because that's how I
Yes,
also was like, oh, I want to understand Korean as well. It just
yes,
the language just sounded I don't know. There's this thing, right? That there are so many languages in this world, and everybody is saying something. Like the way you and I can make jokes in Hindi, a Japanese person would not be able to understand us. And that's a
no,
power I want to have. That
yeah,
if somebody is making a joke in Japanese, I would be able to understand it and say, ah, jodan desho. And then I would be able
yeah,
to
yeah,
understand these things and just be alert in that moment. So yeah, the power is just amazing to be able to understand Japanese is it literally feels like heaven on earth.
It is, yeah. It's on a day-to-day basis, you need to understand how Japanese language works or
Yeah.
how people talk because no one talks straight as well, but they're also like very much what do you say? They talk in different ways. There's so many
Mhm.
expression that you need to understand.
Expressions, dialects.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember
So different.
I remember taking this one couple to Horse Khas
Uh-huh.
in Delhi,
Uh-huh.
and they spoke the Kansai Ben. And
Oh,
it was my
wow.
first time dealing with somebody who spoke the Kansai Ben. And it just made me realize that how much I lack when it comes to speaking different dialects of Japanese. That I'm
Yes,
good
yes.
at speaking the Tokyo Ben, but I can't speak the Kansai Ben. And then I was like, oh, damn. And then I remember a friend recommending this Japanese comedy show where they speak the Kansai Ben, and I
Uh-huh,
started
uh-huh,
watching it to improve it. So there are like so
uh-huh.
many resources that once you are into this world, you can improve just by media, literature, so many things.
You're absolutely correct. Like one thing with our generation and also like probably previous generation as well, the pop culture, we have so many resources, like you said, on YouTube, on Netflix,
Mhm.
everywhere. The Japan is right now booming with like wanting tourism or wanting
Yeah,
people. So there's always something out there for you to learn about
correct,
Japanese or like
correct,
the culture, about like what the people are or how they are like.
correct. Okay, so I have the final question for you. What are the words you'd like to say to our young, aspiring audience over here that are hoping to come to Japan one day?
Oh, I would just say that don't be scared of kanji. It's okay. Take your time to learn it, and maybe it will be difficult, but you'll still get it. Everyone can still try to get their path, whichever the career you want to pursue. As long as you try to keep your base strong, it should be okay. You'll still be able to get through whatever you want in Japan, or if you
I
want
see.
to come to Japan, or even closely work related to Japan, you know?
The world is just amazing. Like
It is,
I
yeah.
I remember being in 2020 when I just took my first class. It was a demo session, and my sensei was teaching me hiragana. And today I am a sensei. I
Wow.
get to pass on the same wisdom that I learned. It is just a very fruitful journey that it has been. And I haven't even been to Japan right now, right? It's still a dream for me. But even just being in India, there are like so many opportunities. My
Hmm.
life has changed so much. Just can't even think that a 2020 Prerna could have made where 2026 Prerna is right now. Never thought it, but yeah, Japanese made it possible for me. Don't know
That's a
how I
beautiful thing. Yes, I agree. I agree with that, and I'm so happy for you that you pursued and making your younger self proud as well. And yeah, that's the same
okay.
thing for me as well. Like
Thank you. Thank you.
I started 12 years ago or maybe 13,
Wow.
14 years ago. At that
Damn.
time, didn't have that many people interested in Japanese, and now I'm so happy to see so many people wanting to come to Japan. I want to even learn Japanese. It's always like, yes, please go ahead and learn because this is going to be the future, I'm saying.
Correct, correct. You're absolutely correct here. So I think I'm done with the questions right now, but for our audience over here, they would genuinely like to know about Yoisho Academy, what we are, what we do. So I'm just going to take 5 minutes and then we can move on to the Q&A round. So we're Yoisho Academy. We are an educational institution. We're dedicated to provide you high quality Japanese learning. But when I say high quality Japanese learning, I do not just mean that we're going to help you attain the certificate because any institution can do that. With that, we also help you in building your daily life conversations. Just so you go to Japan right now, you know that if you're going to enter into a 7-Eleven, you should be able to buy that onigiri, you should be able to buy that mochi ice cream that you want. So we build you with confidence. Yes, the certificate is always going to be there, but whenever you go ahead, you pass your levels N5, N4, N3, you pass with such confidence that you'd be like, yes, I can speak Japanese. So all of our teachers, we aim to provide that. There's not just like certificate learning, but practical learning as well. What do we provide? Now we have a curriculum which is qualitative. There are levels, and we make sure that we're going step by step. We're starting from basics and we're reaching to the post level Japanese. Super structured, but never boring. We have qualified instructors. All of us over here, we are either N2, N1. Most of our teachers, they also live in Japan. And yeah, so we are well versed with what to teach. And yeah, I think we believe we are confident enough to teach you. So you'd be confident enough that if you learn from us, one day you'd be able to speak Japanese the way you want to. There's assessment and progress tracking. We mix quizzes along with assessments. So there would be, let's say I just put you in a very random quiz starting like before the class starts, like, okay, I'm drawing a kanji. Tell me what this kanji is. Or if I'm going to write this word, you tell me what this vocab means. For example, isu is a chair, sukue is a table. So you know that every time you're going to come to class, you have something to prove it. And towards the end of the course, we provide you with a certificate that makes you realize that, yeah, I have done something. Last year, just right now, when our JLPT results came, we had like a few students who scored 180 on 180. We had students who scored 150 on 180. I think very less of our students went below 100, but yeah, most of them passed. At the end of the day, we can teach you, but it also is like a hand in hand situation. We provide you a hand, you hold our hand, and then we teach you. You also have to study at the end of the day, and together we make it work. Then we have flexible scheduling because I know not all of us are students, not all of us were aware where to start. Some of us are starting in our mid 20s, late 20s, early 30s. So we have a flexible schedule so that if you have a job or a life, you can just join our night batches. We teach, like, I have batches which go on till 10 to 11 at night. And I have students reaching out to me 1 or 2 p.m. and say, I can't do this. This kanji is very difficult to read. This kanji is very difficult to write. How do I do it? So we're always there for you. And it's a very standard course offering. We have small batches. We keep it chill, and if you're stuck on something, you can always book for a one-on-one session to clear your doubts. Now, there are a lot of academies in the market. Yeah, we're aware. What makes us different? We are highly interactive. So in classes, what I usually do and what other teachers also do, we do buddy up role plays. So let's say I'll be Tanaka, Ruksan will be Yamada, and then I provide you a conversation and we converse. So it's like we're doing theater with Japanese. There will be real life
Wow.
challenges. Yeah, it's theater with Japanese, I can assure you. And then there are like kanji games, friendly competitions. Just we make sure that we keep it civil, right? We have to keep it civil. I need to just make sure that my students don't leave the classes. It's just fun at the end of the day. There's practical learning. We go beyond it. So like just in my Friday class, the class that's going to be on Friday, I told my students that you will come prepare, you'll like prepare questions for me, and you'll take my interview as if we're sitting in a class, and you're only allowed to speak in Sonkego and Kenjogo. You cannot speak in the casual Japanese with me. You have to just stick to polite Japanese. So this is the kind of activities that we provide you here. ऑफिस में कैसे बात करनी है, ट्रैवल में कैसे बात करना है, शॉपिंग कैसे करनी है जापान में, सब कुछ like you need to know. क्योंकि आप वो सर्टिफिकेट जाकर कुछ नहीं खरीद पाओगे, सर्टिफिकेट जाके ऑफिस में कुछ जॉब नहीं मिलेगा अगर आप मुंह से नहीं बोल पाएंगे. So it's very difficult to be able to speak, but once you get the hang of it, you're there. Then very supportive community. You catch me up at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I barely sleep. Most of our senses, we barely sleep. So yeah, we're there. And if you want to meet us, we are always there in different cities when we do our anime or cultural event. Just right now, we were in Delhi, and we hope to see you soon in another city when we try to come there. Yeah, so we make sure that there are real life situations, and when you speak confidently. Like your kaiwa is going to be top notch. And again, there are also buddy up programs. So there are certain students who actually like to take charge. So those students, they also do without me. They just do study sessions. We have built a community like that, that if even I am not available, or let's say it's not the class timings, they'll just join the class. They'll ask कि sensei just come for 5 minutes, आप हमें entry दे दो, हम साथ में पढ़ के हम छोड़ देंगे class. And that I feel like is one of the beautiful things about Yoisho, that there are people taking charge because they know that they want to learn. Now you can check out, just because I say something doesn't mean it's true. So you can check out our free course. Here you'll be providing you with the QR code. This is a free Yoisho's Hiragana Katakana course. And once you master this, you'll master the basic script, and then you can call us. So as the kitsune, our fox is also telling you to scan this because it is amazing. So you really need to do that. Scan the QR code, and this will lead you to our free Hiragana Katakana course. Once you complete it, you will be able to read basic Japanese. And you can contact us. I'm going to stick the screen for like 2 minutes. You can take a screenshot or write the number. I think one of my colleagues is also going to post the same number in the chat box along with some link. You can also take a look at that, fill that form for inquiries. Please feel free to contact us. Just trust me, it's never too late to start, because I was actually thinking that when I was in college, I was like, yaar, abhi COVID chal raha hai. Is it really the right time to start? And thank God I did. Thank God I did. Because if I would not have started, I really, really would not have been here. So there's no right time to start, just the time that's right now available to you. It's very important to start today, right now, because, the Japan needs people right now. You really don't know how it's going to be in the next 6 months. Things change. So please start your journey as soon as you want to. Don't wait for anything. And yeah, these are our upcoming JLPT April batches. We have a Monday to Monday, Wednesday, MWF Friday batch 5 to 6, N5, starting April 20. Then we have April 25 and N5 weekend batch, 5 to 6:30 p.m. Again, we have an N4 weekday batch, March 27, starting again. So yeah, feel free, join our classes, and yeah, we can move on to our Q&A round. Please write your questions in the Q&A section or chat box, and in 1 minute, I'll take those questions. Sorry, you're not allowed to speak, Debashish-san. So the best you can do is just write your question in the chat box. I'll read it out, and Ruksan is going to reply.
I just want to say this was a lovely presentation. I was just looking back that wish I had interactive classes like this, or if I had those opportunity, I didn't have to struggle in my early days in Japan. I came to Japan after N3 to
Oh,
study N2 and N1 because at that point there was no classes provided,
I
at
see.
least to this
No,
level.
I mean,
So
this is how it
yeah,
is. I
this is
mean, I know.
really good.
Thank you.
What you guys are doing is really amazing.
Thank
I
you.
just want to mention that. Yeah.
Okay, so we are starting with the questions. So are you ready, Roxanne? Can we start? Are you on? I
Sorry.
think
Yes, we
you're
can. Yeah,
okay,
I
great,
just
great, great. Okay, so the very first question is, Konnichiwa Rukmani-san and Sensei. My question is, I completed my BTech last year and my grades aren't that great. My stream was IT. I want to do my master's in Japan. Can my research topic in Japanese learning help me get acceptance from a Japanese uni? Is there any chance?
If you're looking for Japanese courses, it would really help for masters. But if you're looking for English, I think they have different criterias. So I'm not aware of the master's program myself, but I've seen people coming to Japan for masters as well with some Japanese course or certificates to get
Mm-hmm.
scholarship as well. Because compared to India, the scholarship or like fee structure is different. But
Oh, I
it
see.
would be helpful if you can research more about what type of universities are you looking for, private or public, or more looking into Japanese language based studies, or more into like English based some other research in, say, something technological aspect. Yeah.
I see. Okay, I hope the answer Rukmini San gave helped you, Priyanka San. Next question we have is from Arjun San. How did you learn Japanese and which difficulties you had to face? If you will have to start everything from zero from learning Japanese to get a job, how will you start?
I think I would start it sooner. I started it right after my 12th, so I would have
Mhm.
started it maybe in 10th grade or maybe like 7th grade or something similar like Reina-san. Yeah.
Actually, I have a student in my class who's 14 years old in N4.
Really?
Imagine
Wow.
how good that student is going to be in future.
Yeah, it is. It
Another sensei
is.
of ours, her name is Hamida Sensei. She has a student who's 14 years old in N3. Can you
Wow.
imagine that? And
No,
like
I
that's just
just like,
amazing. There are people starting, so there's no right time, just when you want to start
yeah,
learning.
you can start at 14, you can start at 40, it doesn't matter. Just start.
Yeah.
Wherever you start, you will get there.
And I think the difficulties part that you're talking about, Arjun San, I think
Mm-hmm.
the difficulties part depends on people to people. For me, it was always Dukkai, but never really had a problem with listening or speaking that much. So I think to each their own. For Brooke San, it must be different. For me, it was different. For my
For
other
me it
colleagues,
was
it was different.
grammar. Yeah, for me
Yeah,
it was
same. For
grammar.
me, it was Dokkai as well. I used to
Yeah.
cry. It was like me landing in maths again because there used to be this question towards the end of the paper where they would ask me how much pair would it require for him to
Yes.
read somewhere, and I was like, this is exactly why I left math. Why are you making me do this? But yeah, I think Arjun San, to each their own. The once you start with your journey, you'll realize what is difficult for you and what is not, because it really depends on you. Otherwise, it's a pretty easy language. Trust me.
I
Then we
agree.
have Konbanwa Sensei, Konbanwa Roxan. Hi, Devashi-san. That's my student. Do you get to experience that sense of everyday peace we often see in Japanese reels? That's the first question.
I don't know what piece are you talking about. My area is very quiet. Tokyo in general is very quiet unless you go to the hustle bustle area like Shibuya or I don't know, Shinjuku. But
Mhm,
usually on a day to day, it's very quiet, I would say.
mhm.
Especially like if there is a noise comes out, we assume that there was some accident happen. That's all the
Oh.
noise we kind of assume.
How is job
Yeah.
security in Japan, especially given your background in IT and your 10 years of experience there?
I think job is sort of very secure because of the soft skill that I have, or I would say for people who have language skills. For Japanese, what matters is like you should be able to communicate, right? So this one is very much going to be secure unless Japan or Japanese people decide they're going to change everything into English, which realistically speaking, it's not going to happen. So it has to be us trying to learn Japanese because they will need foreigners more. So I think at this stage, you don't have to worry about job security that much. There's always some job in any industry available in Japan.
Okay, so basically they are hiring. And
They
I
are
think
full
there's
on
also this
hiring.
one thing, right? If they actually uh, like remove you from the job, they have to pay you certain months of salary so that you can sustain yourself.
Yeah, you made a good point. So basically, in Japan, by legal terms, you cannot fire anyone.
Yeah.
So if they have to fire you, they have to present a good case, and they also provide you, depends on the, I think the law states maybe a month of notice, if I'm not
Hmm.
wrong. And also they have to provide maybe a month of severance package or maybe more than that,
Yeah.
depends
So
on the
that,
negotiation. So your job is very secure. So mine is also very secure. That's one of the reasons I think like why I still stuck in Japan instead of
yeah,
going
makes
back to India.
sense. Makes sense. Last question from Devashi San is, uh, do you have Japanese permanent residency? If not, are you planning to pursue or explore more?
I'm in the process of applying for citizenship. I didn't apply for permanent residence. Citizenship is different. It's more like I'm changing my nationality for my personal reasons that I'm going to be here for lifelong.
I see. That's great. I really hope it works out for you.
I hope so too. But like, I would just point out one thing: the permanent residency (PR), what we call here, is the documents and the requirements are similar to what you need for citizenship as well. So now I don't know if you followed any news about the law changes, but
Oh
now they
yeah,
require
the
you N2 level.
N2? Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
yes,
I heard about it. I have
yes,
N2, so I really don't have anything to worry.
yes. Yeah, if you plan
But
to
yeah, I
move,
did hear
you'll be
about
fine with
it.
PR. Yes,
Did hear about it that now N2 is required if you want permanent residency in Japan.
yes,
Yeah,
correct.
but I believe in Devashi-san. He's a very diligent student, comes to class every day.
Very
I
good.
have faith
That's
in
a good
him.
sign. Yeah, you should show up and learn.
Next we have is Konnichiwa. I completed my 12th from commerce stream. My result is yet to come. Is it compulsory to have 80% for next?
Next, I did not check Mech scholarship, but if let me check quickly. I would think they would have some sort of requirement for school as well. For me, I didn't apply to mixed because I was already in Japan, so I applied to some other scholarships that were
Mm-hmm.
provided by my university, which were which were looking for foreigner students in Japan.
I see.
So I think they might have some requirement. It seemed like I think SAT or other.
I think 80% is the average they would
Is it?
even like just like I'm just like trying to think here that if they're gonna
Yeah, it
give
would
somebody
be.
a fully funded education, the least they would like expect is good marks. 80% is like
Yeah, 80%
averagely
and
good marks.
averagely. But yeah, if they said it on paper that it is 80, then it will be 80. So
Yeah,
yeah,
if it's there, then it's there. I
yeah,
think it would be much better, Arihan San, that you maybe research about it. Then I think you would know more.
yes, yeah,
Uh,
that would be better.
okay. Next question we have is from Gagandeep San. Is it really possible to apply for SWE? SWE
Is
or
there?
SSW jobs? Do you mean SSW from India and what roles are available? And also, I'm from tier 3 college. So does that matter? Also, Japan, also experience matter for getting jobs in Japan. Do you have any knowledge on SSW programs, Ruksan?
No, I personally do not have
Yeah.
any
No
knowledge on
worries.
that,
I
so I
do.
can't comment. Yeah,
It's
please go
okay.
ahead.
I do. So Gagandeep San, if you're talking about SSW programs, so the it depends, right? The one I only know about caregiving sector and the hotel management sector. So for the caregiving sector, there you need to have N4, and for hotel management as well, you need to have N4 that they say, but I have given the exam, so the level was somewhere around N3 for Japanese. So I don't think you should fall for that. Somewhere around N3 for hotel management part. You need to clear SSW program ka exam for you to be able to get those jobs. I think there are jobs in other sector as well. If I'm not wrong, there's also you can also go into agriculture via SSW, but you really need to just, uh, I think, research it on your part. And no, your tier 3 college does not matter if you clear the job exam and you have the desired JLPT certificate. So if you clear the two
Yeah.
things, I think you're good to go.
I think it's similar to the, what do you say, like I mentioned, it's just the entrance exam you need to clear. Most of
Yeah,
it, they don't
correct,
care
correct.
about the
Ah,
university as
hi,
long as
hi.
you have the minimum requirements. Yes.
Correct. Then we have, I want to know like how to fill the MEX form and about the maths level in MEX exam. I am a commerce student without maths and computer, and my friend he is doing BTech from local school, so we both plan to go to Japan as me for UG and him for PG. We both collab and purchase recorded classes. I see.
Next, maths exam, I can't remember. Do you have any knowledge on that, Pinasan?
No, did not apply for MEX,
But I
but
remember taking some entrance exams for the scholarship mixed, or I can't remember, is it just so? But usually their maths level is to the level of 10th grade in India.
Oh,
but
I see.
only difference is it will be in Japanese. So
Oh
you need
yeah.
to you need to understand what they're saying
Because
in Japanese.
if
Okay.
it's in Japanese, then you have two things to deal with, Japanese and maths.
And the maths, yes. So that's why I gave up as well, that I can't go with this at that stage.
What is the scope for non-IT people in Japan who have N2 or N1 level?
There is scope, like I said, like I'm also not from 100% technical background. So you can get jobs in, say, hospitality industries or IT industry as well. You can be facing the business, so you don't have to sit down and do the coding. Like I'm not doing coding anything. I'm just like taking the business use cases and making it more simpler terms for my
Right.
engineers to understand who are English speakers.
Yeah, and plus I think you can always like explore the marketing sectors, teaching
Yeah,
sectors if you're like
exactly.
if you're like interested in those. You have marketing, teaching, interpretation, translation, and if you're actually really good at making like different voices, then you can be a voice actor. Always
You can
there.
also be manga artist and all. I've seen people do
Yeah,
that as
correct.
well in
There's like a
Japan.
extremely good scope for artists in Japan.
Yes.
If you're a musician, extremely good scope. I have a friend who learned Japanese just N5 and he's working as a musician in Japan right now. He's a guitarist and a music producer. Just
Wow,
N5
that's amazing.
because
With just
music was,
N5.
yeah, just needed basic Japanese to be able to communicate. He is learning Japanese right now over there.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
Uh-huh.
just learned N5 and then he went away. Okay, my question is that currently I'm learning UI UX design right now. I want to complete my JLPT N4 before moving to Japan. Should I join language school in Japan or complete in India for higher level or go for work visa? And can you let me know how is the job market for UI UX design? I'm looking forward to go to Fukuoka, open for any advice and suggestions.
Okay. UI UX. I think there are not many bilingual UI UX designers in Japan. There are
Hmm.
only prominently English speakers. So usually when I have to get with my UI UX designers, I need to be the translator or interpreter for them. So I think there is a scope if you learn the language, and with if you have N2 level, I think that would be very helpful because you would be facing the client and getting, in some case you'll be facing the client, or in some case you'll be facing the other operation teams or internal teams. Yeah.
Uh,
And yeah,
Please go ahead.
for
Please go ahead.
schools, I'll just leave to you to answer like which school is better.
Um, for joining language school, actually, even I don't know because I completed everything here and it was enough.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
think
it's
now
actually
now
important for you to
it's
know N4 before you move to Japan to even learn the language because they start the basics by like teaching you in Japanese. So you need to know what they're
I
saying
think
when they're teaching you.
I
So
think you
looking
need
forward to
more
move
than N3
to move
to
like
move. I
to
think on day-to-day life it will help you,
okay.
even if you
So
move. Yeah, just speaking from my
Ruksan
personal
says it's
experience.
important to have N3, not N4. So you might want to rethink that. And I think it's best that you look for universities on your own, depending upon what budget you're looking for and what location you're looking for, right? Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Does Japanese companies provide remote IT jobs in India? I am a IT professional, completed my master's already, but I don't want to leave India permanently. I want to stay in India but learn Japanese and work in Japanese companies. Oh, yeah, it's there.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think you would know that much because you moved to. I'll help here. Okay,
Please.
so I before this, I was working in American Express. I was working as an HR for our Japan market. So I used to hire people from Japan for Amex, and there were a lot of IT engineers over in my like in Amex who were working there. So Amex provides this. We have Fujitsu, you have Maruti Suzuki, Honda, all of these, they provide you IT job roles in India. So yes, you can learn the language over here and you can have a good job and a good package as well without leaving India so that the only time you want to leave India for Japan is when you want a vacation over there.
Or you also can get the business opportunity. I've seen my friends who are working in India. They sometimes visit
Correct.
Japan just for interpretation or like business trips, usually.
Oh, yes. Then we have, I'm currently in final year of BTech in CSE and planning to gain 2 years of work experience while learning Japanese. My goal is to pursue an MBA in Japan, preferably at Hitsu, Hitotsubashi University or Waseda
Especially.
University. I guess your alma mater, Waseda.
Sorry, oh yes, Vasida.
Yeah, so it's Hitotsubashi or Waseda for this for Kanav-san through the MEC scholarship. Could you please guide me on what specific profile building steps I should focus on during these 2 years, such as work experience, Japanese proficiency level, or extracurricular to maximize my chances of selection?
I think you should focus on both the Japanese skills and also up your what do you say job cases as well. Like you get your experience because that's what matter in the MBA school, right? So yeah, in Waseda, the MBA that I know, the courses that they are providing is mostly in English, if I'm not wrong. I think they might have Japanese courses as well, but mainly targeted for foreign students who want to come to Japan and learn the MBA.
Hi,
Hello,
thank you
Reina?
so much for yes, I'm there. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for answering that. Next we have is I completed my BTech in computer science and engineering. What courses should I do which will help in better job opportunities in Japan? What are skill what skill should I do for better job role as side by side learning Japanese language?
It depends on like which language you're learning. I'm talking about the coding language.
Ah,
So it depends on it. There's a lot of like outsourcing from Japan, like you previously mentioned. It's been happening. Like all these big MNCs are outsourcing to India. And other than that, mm, I think learning specific to management skills could also help.
mm. I think it also, for this particular question, I think it also depends on the job, like what they are
Exactly.
looking for, what their requirements are, because some I don't know much, but obviously I don't know much, but some person would be looking for somebody who's well versed in Java maybe, but then the person might want somebody who's well versed in Python, the other might want
Exactly.
somebody who's well versed in Pandas. And these are the only three coding language I know. So yeah, I think I've made it.
Yes. So
Yeah,
yeah,
but
that's
I
why,
think it really
yeah,
just depends on
it
what the
totally
other person is
depends.
seeking, what their requirements are, and Japanese is always there to elevate you. I
Yes.
uh, Next question we have is, since we talked about the technical background, could you please tell something about the non-technical background?
I want a bit more elaboration. It's like what technical, as in like the
I think
future
just
in
something
Japan?
what scope would be for non-technical people who are not seeking for jobs in IT
Hmm.
sectors or want to be engineers, but something else.
Okay, I think you can, like I mentioned, you can work in finance as well if you speak Japanese. You can work in banking sectors for sure. That's one of the things. If you're good at like calculation, mathematics, and all that, you can work in those fields as well. And definitely you can work in marketing, like you previously also mentioned it. So I think there's a lot of scopes for non-technical, specifically in Japan.
Not to forget HR is also there, human resource
Yes,
background, interpretation, translation, teaching, marketing. If you have a special skill, because I remember this one person back then when I was a student. Uh, she was a masseuse.
oh
She
wow,
learned Japanese till N4 and got a job in Japan. So I think these
wow.
special skills could also be to each their own again. I think
Yes,
Japanese is a way to elevate your career. What job you want is just on you. And a lot of
on you.
times it also happens that I know people who just know Japanese and that there's like so good in Japanese that the company would just hire you and just teach you skills.
Yes, yes. That
It's
is what the
always there.
term is called on the job training. That's what they
Yeah,
do.
that's
Like once
always
you
because
graduate,
yeah,
they train you.
when I went to Amex, all I had was
Hmm.
JLPT N2. That's it.
Wow.
I had
Okay.
zero experience in HR. And they were like, no, no, no. We just need
That's still
somebody
a
who can speak
lot.
Japanese.
Yes.
We just need somebody who needs to speak Japanese. We'll teach you everything. And I was like, yeah, never mind. Why not then? You pay me and then you teach me. I'm good with that.
Yeah, that's the same story for me. I didn't know anything about IT, but I'm here right now running payroll in Japan.
Why not?
It can
Okay,
happen. It just you just have to follow what you want to do.
correct. Hello, my student is Harsh, and I'm a language
Hello.
student studying in Nara. Wow. As my
Wow.
course is gonna end this October, how should I proceed with job hunting? I'm from non-technical background and will get N3 till July. Had my N4 in December.
In Nara.
In Nara.
Okay. So I don't know what's the visa status for you, but there are job fairs happening in October, November, if I'm not wrong, in Tokyo and Osaka. So maybe you can check that out that they might be hiring for next year, April, but I'm not clear on
He says that he's currently on student visa.
student visa. So I think you might have time until July, but you will still have to get some kind of visa to sustain in Japan, or you can get a temporary visa, which is for job hunting visa
Mm-hmm.
for 1 year. You can get that and do job hunting specifically for that 1 year, and you can join those job fairs.
Correct. Thank
But
you. Thank you.
also there are a lot of Japanese platform. Don't only stick to LinkedIn. Look out for Japanese platform. It's all in Japanese. You won't find it in English. That's one of the reasons why you have to learn Japanese on. And
Yeah, to
yeah,
look for the job you need.
yeah. Like one is called Duda, Doda. You can search it up.
There's also Dai job.
Oh yeah, Dai job is
Dai
also
job.
there, and I don't know if it's like Gaijin Post or Gaijin Japan. That's in English. I think they look for bilingual.
Yeah. I hope that was helpful, Harsan. Then we have Komawa. I'm 16 years old in class 12 and planning my career early. I will pass JLPT N5 this July, continue learning
Oh.
Japanese. Before starting my BCA degree, I will go to Japan for a Japanese language school to improve my language and build connection. I'm also learning coding. I have made several projects and I'm working on more. I want to work in tech field in future. What job opportunities are available in Japan for someone with coding skills and Japanese? Wow, what a combination. What salary can I expect at the beginning? Also by around 2034. Wow, you're thinking way too ahead. How much will the tech industry grow and will competition be very high for someone like me? Wow. And that's on you. Yes, San, please go ahead.
That I think the market will evolve, but definitely the need for the Japanese skill will not change. So you might need, the companies might ask you to have some other skills, but one thing for sure, like knowing if you're going for a Japanese company or maybe a foreign company, MNC based in Japan, most of the members and people in a company, they tend to teach you a lot. They tend to train you. Like Prinasan previously mentioned, you don't need to have a lot of skills to be a newly graduate student trying to, understand how the corporate world works. So there's always scope for it. So if you're thinking about somewhere 20 years down the lane, even I can't predict it. So for now, I'm just being hopeful that your soft skill will still be valuable. And because in the last 10 years, my soft skill has been valuable, and I'm sure like moving forward also, it's very much valuable.
Thank you. Wow, can't even imagine 2034 right now.
Exactly.
But good question. Okay, I want to know the Japanese government give fund for business operations or establishment of business, and does that also need Japanese language level? And I want to know about the procedure of opening bank account and SIM card purchase, or I should purchase Airtel International Pack.
I'm assuming this person would be living in Japan and thinking about a business and or in the future when they're thinking about having a business because you need to have for bank accounts and all you need to have a residence card to show proof that you're residents in
Yeah.
Japan. So if you are able to show that, then you can just walk into any of the big uh, banks. You can also just go to the Japan Post and open a bank account. That should be okay, and to get the SIM cards as well. But for business, opening a business, I think there's certain requirement for investment amount. I can't exactly remember, but if you just search it up, it will come up. They recently changed the law, I think, for how much it should be. What is it like? Oyakuman? Or no, it's Sanzeman or something. It will be somewhere around there for investment if you have to start. And I think there's also the requirement for how many employees should be there. Should it would be a SME, small medium enterprise, or is it a large company? So I think you can
Okay.
find those on online easily.
Okay. Now, since we are short on time, this last question. How's the Japan work culture? Also, something you can tell about the black companies and how to stay away from them.
Ah,
Always this question comes up somehow.
okay, yeah, I'll share my personal experience. One thing is just you need to set your boundaries and say no if you find any in a situation where a black company is trying to, you know, take advantage. It just you need to understand one point is like labor law in Japan is protecting the employees. So you do not have to worry about being bullied into working in a black company. But if you are looking out for like when you're applying for a job, look out for the what do you say working hours and how much they are paying, and
Mhm.
say like GQ or like look out for the overtime if they have any overtime on Saturday written in the contract. So these are the questions you should be able to question in an interview or at least see the documents, or they won't write it right away in an what do you say job post, but you can just ask them how it is, or you can ask the employees working there. I think they might be able to guide you in like what is a day to day is like. For me, as like specifically, I don't have any overtime that long, but I've had experience working on Saturdays, working in a black company. So I noticed that I needed to take help of the law.
Correct. Okay, so I know that there are more questions. I can see those, and I'm like very, very sorry, but we won't be able to take every question in every meeting. We have another webinar coming soon. Uh, just take a look at our Instagram page. Stay stuck. You'd find someone again to hear to answer your questions. And thank you so much, Roxanne, for taking out time, joining. We're very, very grateful to you for being there for these people, for our audience. A huge thank you to our audience for being here. It's because of you that we're able to make what we do. We're able to do what we do, and it's a great opportunity to be able to give the same thing back to you as well. Thank you so much, and yeah,
Thank
hope to
you
see you
so
soon.
much, Prerna-san. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Academy members as well, for inviting me to this lovely section. I'm so happy to give some input on questions as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hi. Otsukare-sama desu, minasan. Bye bye.
お疲れ様でした。
And to my students, I'll see them in class. Bye bye.